What's up, everybody? Welcome to Moonrunner City. I'm Chris. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Solo Leveling, South Korean anime show, debuted in, I believe, January 7th, 2004. Season 1, it's got 12 episodes. Mr. Marcus and I sat down. We're going to watch them. This is the first time I'm watching them. Marcus is a big fan. He's showing me this stuff. Like I said, from the Demon Slayer videos from before, if you're watching, I'm new to this anime stuff. Used to be a fan back in the day, but more of an action movie guy. These days, not too much action movie stuff really hitting the mark, and a lot of people are watching anime. And so I talked to some guys, and they have a few shows that they wanted to show me. So I said, why don't you show me, and let's do it online, and let's make it like a show slash podcast. So this is the idea. We're going to watch the show, I'm reacting to it, and then we're going to review it. So basically, this is our recap, and then at the end, I'm going to kick over to Marcus. You follow? You'll get there. Okay, so our story takes place where these portals or gates have opened up. These portals or gates have opened up, and they contain beasts and monsters, and it's a bad deal if they spill over into our world. The way to combat this is when these gates or portals have opened up, certain people have produced like an awakening, the show is calling it. This awakening, people have like special abilities and powers. These special abilities and powers vary by levels or ranks. Once they're awakened with a certain power set, that's the power set that they're going to stay with. So these hunters are the only ones that are able to take care of these monsters or beasts from these other portals. And so our story starts off with the Battle of Jeonju Island. So 3 years ago, we get this battle going on, and a bunch of the red ants and white ants are taking over, and there's this huge battle, and the regular army doesn't seem it necessary to engage because it would be unnecessary. Their weapons are ineffective against the beasts, and so they wait for the hunters to come in and try to take over and settle the situation. And so the situation doesn't get settled until we get 3 S rank hunters. So during the battle, we get the hunters, and things are going on, and things don't get under control until we get the S rank hunters popping up. The S rank hunters are the top tier hunters. They're at the top level. They got the strongest power set. They come in, they save the day, and that's kind of the start of our first episode. So it's basically just setting up the world, what's happened, what's going on, and the kind of battle that we're going to be seeing throughout the show. So I think this is a good way to start off the show. Not only do we get like a nice big action scene, but we get a nice big action scene that kind of sets the tone and gives us a lot of exposition on what's going to be going on with the rest of the show. So like I said, people that have been awakened by these powers, their power set is kind of set in stone. Or is it? So after our battle at the island, we pop up at a construction site. And at our construction site, we meet our main character, Sung Jin-woo. Sung Jin-woo is considered the weakest hunter of all mankind, right? He's the lowest rank of hunters, so he has the weakest power set. And he's just really unlucky, so it seems. So when he pops up, everybody's kind of happy because when he pops up, it seems that they're going to be going on a very easy, what they call raid. These raids are when hunters will enter a gate or portal, and they'll go in and they try to get these Maya crystals or essence stones. And so in these gates and portals, there's these obviously there are these pathways to the other worlds, and these other worlds contain these monsters and beasts, and also minerals and things like that, resources that people on Earth are beginning to mine and use for their own purposes. Initially, it starts off where they start using the materials to be able to use as armor and weapons to defend against the beasts. But then it becomes a thing where they realize that they could use this stuff to be able to like use as an energy source. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Moving forward, we got all our hunters. They're meeting each other at a construction site. This is kind of a rendezvous point for all of them to meet up before they go into the gates. So they're all happy that Jinwoo's there because they all feel like it's going to be an easy raid. Him being there usually means that the level of danger that they face in the raid won't be as high. Usually, you won't go into these dungeons with lower ranked skilled hunters. So E rank hunters who are the lowest rank won't be going into a like higher rank level dungeon, if that makes sense. So certain dungeons are only meant for higher level hunters. And when Jinwoo pops up, that's like the lowest of the low. So Jinwoo is greeted by Lee Jo-hee. Lee Jo-hee is a B rank healer. He's a B rank healer that's going to be joining these hunters on this raid, and her and Jinwoo have a conversation just about how she wants Jinwoo to be very careful on this raid, that he looks like he's still healing from his wounds from the last raid, which he is. And in this conversation, we get a bit of background on Jinwoo's life and family life and how he's doing this to help out his mother who is sick in the hospital with a sort of like disease that has popped up and has happened to certain people only when the gates have popped up. So when the gates have opened up, not only did some people gain certain abilities and have these awakenings, I guess some people have gone into what's called like an eternal sleep. It's sort of like in a coma. So his mother is like in a coma. He's trying to help his sister out. She's going to school. So, he's doing this for the money. And he's not really in it for the kicks. He knows he's bad. He's okay with being that bad. And he's content with it. But Lee Jo-hee is trying to reinforce the idea that that doesn't mean that that gives him the right to like just go ahead and put himself and put others at risk. So before they enter the gate, Sung Chi-yul enters the group as the group leader. And so he's the oldest and maybe highest ranked of the hunters. Actually, he's not the highest ranked. I think Lee Jo-hee is the highest ranked, as she's like a B rank, and I believe he's a C rank hunter. He's the oldest. He's the elder statesman in the group, and so he emerges as like the group leader, and he assembles the group to move forward into the gate. Before they go into the gate, we get a little voiceover from Jinwoo, and he pulls out his only little weapon, and he describes it as kind of cheap and the only thing that he could really get because he has to use his money, keep getting cheap weapons that usually end up breaking, that he has to keep just buying and rebuying weapons that just break and break and break. And all his other money just goes over to, like I said, just helping out his mother and her medical bills, and then helping out his sister with like college tuition. So he's very like family oriented, and he just wants to help out his family members, sister, mom, just looking out for them. Doesn't really care about himself in that's in like any sense really. And Lee Jo-hee's kind of starting to call him out on it. We get the voiceover from Jinwoo before we get into the gates, and it's just basically establishing that not only is this guy the weakest hunter, but he's also like the most unprepared hunter. Also, when he goes into these gates, he doesn't have the weaponry, he doesn't have the armor, and his clothes are all tattered. He's going in already injured, so he's kind of a mess. But he's our guy, he's our main guy, and we're gonna follow him and the rest of the hunters into the gates. So Go-gun, he and his assistant Woo Jin-chul have a conversation just about the minerals and the essence stones. And so, like I was saying before, the minerals are kind of things that they're able to get out of the portals and mine and use as weapons and materials. And slowly they end up learning that the essence stones, which only are appear or pop out of the demons once they're killed. I believe they're like inside of the demons or and hunt in the monsters and goblins. And so these goblins and monsters have these essence stones within them. So you can only get these essence stones once they're defeated. Once they're defeated, you get these essence stones, and the essence stones are starting to show that they're a source of like a renewable energy source for the people on Earth or the people in South Korea that are kind of dealing with this problem. So they're kind of going over the importance of doing more raids and getting more hunters to do more raids so they could get more materials and more of these resources and make more energy and hopefully make more money. So their goal is just to keep things going, keep this war machine going so they could get these resources and keep getting this energy source. So Go Gun Hee and his assistant Wu Jin Chu, they have this discussion talking about the essence stones. And it's a good way to also establish to the audience a little bit of exposition on sort of the order, and they oversee the hunters guilds, and hunters guilds are composed of like the hunters. So these hunters are the ones that go into the portals to defeat the goblins, and the goblins have the essence stones, and those essence stones are kind of a big matter of importance at this point. So at this point, we cut back over to Jin Woo and the hunters during their raid, and it's here we see that Jin Woo defeats his first goblin and comes upon his first essence stone, and so he's kind of like overjoyed, but in that moment he also gets attacked by a goblin. He gets stabbed up pretty bad, and then Jo Hee has to come over and save him, which she ends up having to do apparently a lot, because as she comes over, she heals him up, and but she's also kind of telling him, "I told you so." That she's frustrated already with him, kind of putting himself in danger like this over and over and over again, and that his wounds are only able to be healed because that she's there. She's like a really high level healer, and that normally on raids like this, she wouldn't be there to heal him. So he would in fact be in a lot of trouble if she wasn't there. And so she gives him a lot of stuff about it and kind of makes him feel a little bad about just like wanting him to reconsider, like continue to go on these raids. And again, he's kind of reinforcing that he's doing this for the money. And it is there that we see that the team defeats the goblins, but they also find that another portal opens up. And so we get what's called a dungeon within a dungeon. So there's like another portal within a portal that kind of goes into somewhere else. So normally they're supposed to like call back to headquarters and say what's going on, but in this case, they want to move forward. They feel like this is an easy dungeon, and they want to like try and get more loot. And so they have a vote. Jin Woo is the deciding vote. Like I said, he's pressed for money, and so he wants to go forward, and so they go forward. And so as they go forward, him and Jo Hee are having this conversation about how she's like, I don't know. He's like, you got to be careful. You keep getting hurt. I can't be always there to save you. You got to do something about this. So we cut back over to the Hunters Association, and there we're introduced to Jin Ho. Jin Ho is just a young guy, and he's entering the Hunters Guild, and we see him in a class with another student, and the two of them and some others, they're watching a video made by the chairman, and he's just kind of reiterating the dangers of being a hunter and how this is dangerous and that they should be afraid and that this is nothing that they should be taking lightly. After the chairman's video, we cut over to a scene where we see a pickpocketer picking somebody's pocket, kind of robbing somebody's purse, and that robber is thwarted by an S rank hunter. And there we're introduced to unknown S rank female hunter, returns the property to the person who gets their things robbed, and she kind of goes off after that. And she's somebody that will pop up later, but right here is just kind of just an introduction of this person and who she is and maybe what she's doing and at this point in time. Then we cut back over to Jinwoo and the team, and then they enter a big, large room. And in this large room, these kind of candles start lighting up, and they kind of encircle the room and encircle the team. And it reveals like these large statues that are also encircling the team. These big, big, larger than life statues that look uh, like gods, kind of like in hoods. And so they're standing there, and they're like in awe what they're seeing, and they go over and they see some scripture on a tomb, and they're reading it. And as they're reading it, we get a little bit more background in Gene Woo, and talking about how he had a sense of the goblin that stabbed him in the stomach before it happened, and that how he has this sense a lot before things happen. And we kind of are starting to get a feeling that maybe that his luck isn't just kind of random. Maybe it is sort of him kind of tapping into some sort of skill that he doesn't know of yet. But then after that, we cut back over to the team wanting to like just get out of there. Then the team try and get out. One of the statues strike one of the team members down by like cutting him in half. And then once that happens, the team is kind of in disarray. And then another statue lays down a wall of fire that ends up separating the team, kills a bunch of them, if not most, leaving just Jinwoo and maybe a few others terrified and left frightened for their lives. So that's basically how episode 1 ends off. It ends off on a nice little cliffhanger. I really enjoyed it. My first time watching it. Didn't really know what to expect at all. Thought it was a little hammy with the ants at the first battle, but I was like, okay, at least we get like a nice battle. The animation looks cool. The actual fight scenes were staged very well, so like it was fun. And then we get into the story, and the story is intriguing, and yeah, I'm into it. I like where it's going. I like the little bit of building that's going on with the Hunters Association and the Hunter Guilds and things like that. And I like the main character, this character who's, you know, the runt of the litter, a real runt of the litter. And, but, he's determined to make things happen, and not selfishly either. He's determined to make things happen for his family. And that's also a cool thing to see a main character have be his motivation. So I like that about our main character. I like our story so far. So that was episode 1. Finishes off on a cliffhanger. I liked episode 1. Like I said, didn't know what to expect. Never seen it before. Haven't watched anime in a long, long, long time. Not any kind of anime. Not a movie, not a 20-minute, webisode, nothing. Didn't read a graphic novel before. Didn't even like watch any like YouTube videos on any kind of specific anime. So basically went in real cold. And so I really liked it so far. I like our main character. I like that the fact that he's kind of the runt of the litter, right? He's like low level as far as his skill set, but he still wants to make things happen. He's got like this honorable motivation where he wants to help out his sister and mother who's sick. So I like our main character. I like the world building, with like you got like the portals and Hunters Association and guild masters and hunters, and there's like ranks within the hunters, and all that is like really cool world building. And it was all like given to us in a short bit of time, really, really well. I was like really happy and had fun with the way all that stuff was like laid out and presented to us. And the story, like I said, the story itself with our main character, and like I said, his motivation, and them, these reluctant heroes kind of being in this situation that they're in over their heads. And so I like that. I like where the story's going. So yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna do more of these. We're gonna do more Demon Slayers. I'm gonna show Marcus some older animes that I used to watch, and so we're gonna take it from there, and we're just gonna compare and just talk about it, and talk about our love for anime and story and action and genre, and yeah, we're gonna share it with you and see where this goes. So join us, and like I said, right now I'm gonna kick it over a conversation with Mr. Marcus and I. So this conversation is during and right after my first viewing of the episode. So we're watching it, we watched it, and that conversation is recorded and coming to you. So tune in, and thanks guys. I'll see you later.
All right, and we're just recapping the first episode, right?
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, this was three.
this is where the first time we see the portals open up.
No, this is 3 years before the present day of Jin Woo.
The
So
city.
this is like, yeah, I think this was 10 years after the first portal opened up.
Okay.
That's an S rank. The guy you saw before was an S rank. These two are S ranks.
So this is like a big deal, this little battle here, because there's so many
Yeah,
like powerful people.
yeah. It was an S rank dungeon. They only ever send S ranks to go finish an S rank dungeon
That's
because
right, you said
you
that.
can't. Yeah, it's like sending it's like sending a D rank into a B rank dungeon.
God.
The guy's gonna get hurt. The guy can't handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they only send the S ranks. If they have enough S ranks, they might throw some A ranks in there because some A ranks are really strong. You know, they call it, it's like higher end A or higher or lower end A. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like, yeah.
Yes, they're here.
Oh. Yeah, I think you brought it up in the last episode about how like sometimes like the animation is very like minimalistic
Right.
and it doesn't look as detailed, but then
Right.
when we get into these action scenes, we get like
It's
crazy
you get it
detail.
all, like the blood flying everywhere, the guy ripping it off. Like he's still like in some animes, he wouldn't be like as detailed as he is now.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like kind of blurry, kind of disfigured, just because it looks like he's moving. But they managed, and they took 10 to 12 months to make each episode. They're definitely going frame by frame, like
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that he looks
Yeah, like that
good no
one.
matter what he's doing.
Like that's
Like
cool. That's a
he's
cool
looking great,
shot.
right? Like that'd be my background on my laptop.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
cool.
saying? Yeah. So like this guy right here has no face. Neither does this one. Neither does that one, right? Or that one back there. Like, these guys have no face. So
That one girl,
sometimes
the girl in the middle.
yeah, she's just like, yeah,
She's
like
got a butt.
some of them. Sometimes you got like
I
they
didn't
put
even
my
notice
detail
that.
into it. But sometimes you have it where it's like when they get to the nitty gritty and like the fucking super bosses, or if they need to show you a detail, they'll show you in clear and crystal. It looks amazing.
Yeah,
But yeah, they don't have faces.
that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, they just winded up showing up.
Okay.
They don't know why.
It wasn't like there
And
was
that's the
like a war or
that's
some shit.
no, that's the mystery that like you trying to figure out as you go along the TV show. Is like, well, what's more about the system that we're missing?
Okay.
Yeah. And so with the whatever they wind up getting from the raid is like what they're supposed to, they like put it back into buying powerful weapons and gear and stuff.
But they have to give it to whoever. Like they have to give up whatever they find to their superiors.
Well, they keep it, right? Because that's their form of payment. They can like trade it for cash or they can trade it for gear.
Okay.
So like this thing versus the one that Genu got,
Mm-hmm.
like it didn't have all these extra spikes on it or these extra gems, right? It
Right.
was just simple. It was like a little diamond.
It's like
with
a little
thing in the middle.
rock.
Cause yeah, so E ranks they give you like the lesser ones versus if you go into like an S rank, you'll get shit like this that looks pretty dope.
Okay. I notice it too sometimes, like in the backgrounds. Sometimes like the
Yeah,
backgrounds
right?
are mad simple. Like before when he was walking around, like it was just like a grid. Just like walking past
Yeah,
a
it was
building.
it was nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But the government's interested in a much
They make up for it though with the way like the shading and like
Yeah, right?
just like the vividness of it.
more efficient than water, wind, or
And that's cool. Like how like they see how like they just made that look like, oh, we focused on one thing and then like it racked focus on the guy's face. Like
Asking for an apology here, okay? I'm worried about you.
That just shows that even if you're weak, you can still be strong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't judge the book by its cover type deal.
Nice.
Like he always gets his ass kicked, but he makes sure his mom's medical bills are paid, and then like his sister can go into school.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he's like
I fuck
very
with him.
selfless.
Yeah, he's
That's
like,
the word.
if I get hurt, I get hurt, but everybody
Oh,
else is
he
taken
he
care
is
of.
selfless. He's not selfish.
Yeah. No, yeah, selfless.
Everyone good?
Ready? Who doesn't have a face? Right here, right here. There's no face right there. No face right there.
Yeah,
Look at this
my
guy's
man,
look at him right
my
here.
man's with the hair doesn't have it. Like, what's going on with his face?
What the fuck? This guy looks like he got hit in the
Yeah,
face really
yeah,
hard.
both of them. Their faces are just like, meh. We'll just throw eyes anywhere. I mean, even when their faces are close up, it's pretty minimalistic.
Yeah, some of these guys. Ready?
No faces.
None at
No,
all. Nobody has
nothing.
a face.
Nobody even has a nose in that one.
This guy has cheekbones and he has eyelids.
Yeah, he has eyelids.
That's it.
That's it.
Where's our guy with the hair? Barely. It's
Just
like a Hulk
blank.
now.
That's so funny. They're just blank face.
That's funny as shit.
I'm obviously not okay. In a sudden case of amnesia, or has it not occurred to you that Goblin could have struck a little higher and ended your life?
She's like, did you forget I was a bitch?
That's the only explanation for how much of an idiot you're being.
Oh, she's so mad.
Yeah, she gets mad at him for trying his best and fucking up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he's like, "Don't worry, you're gonna have a conniption in the middle of everybody trying to fight for their lives. I'll still help you out." And like
Oh,
me
so they just
personally,
did they just set up the fire, the lights, like the timer?
no, so that was just light so you could see. But
Okay.
if I'm walking into a dungeon that's not supposed to be here with scary ass statues and ominous ass lighting, I don't know about me or anybody else. I'm getting the hell out of there as fast as possible because
Yeah,
I didn't sign up for all of this.
Just spontaneously combusted candles that burn blue.
Yeah, like that's ominous as hell. Dark room, creepy statues. Like, I'm good. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Have you seen? So you've seen the whole season. Have you noticed, like, in watching, if it's like better to watch 2 episodes back to back?
Some of them, yeah.
Because
Sometimes
like this
things happen
episode
in one
and
episode.
because this episode and the next episode, like, really, like,
Yeah, they correlate together because of the dungeon. Like the first episode, this one is giving you like background stories and like what it is to be a hunter, what's going on in the world, and then towards the end of this one, it throws you into a conflict, and it doesn't finish the conflict until the next episode.
right.
Most of the TV shows like that where you gotta watch like 1, 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
But there's like every now and again where like you can watch just the one and be satisfied with it.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say it seemed like episode 2 ended on like it ended on like it was like a chapter ending.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it was
So
like we're moving on to like the next thing.
Right. I'm pretty sure on episode 3 it can be watched like on its own because it's like it's a solidified problem that gets solved or understood in
In one-
in one episode. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Look at the
Yeah.
terror in his face.
Yeah, they make his the eyes all sketched
super
out,
wide.
stressed.
Yeah, and
He's
then
all
down
stressed.
here the stress. Yeah, it's just there's a little bit of sweat.
Mm.
Oh man, it's great.
Mhm.
We're all gonna die.
And then over.
And there you go.
Skip to
That
credits.
is the best TV show ever made ever in
That's
the
cool.
world.
That's good stuff.
No, yeah. I fucking love this TV show, man.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun so far. I like the second episode was good. The first episode was good, but the second episode like keeps you there. So
Yeah,
I feel
right.
Like I'm interested to see what happens now.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on what episode 3? Because so episode 2 was you had the screen that popped up, and it was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? He's
Well,
gonna die?
I guess he's playing a game or a simulation. I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking
okay.
I'm thinking some sort of simulation, or maybe he's like like waking up from like getting better, like, and he's dreaming. Maybe that.
Okay.
But
Those are all good.
he's definitely gonna wake up in like a facility somewhere. I feel like, and
That's a good guess.
I feel like he's gonna maybe be like watched over, like something like that. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little conversation between Marcus and myself. Come back. We're going to do this again. We're going to go back and forth, me and Mr. Marcus, with Solo Leveling and Demon Slayer. And then every once in a while, I'm going to pepper in a couple like older animes from my era, just to show the guys and compare and contrast the animes. And then also tune in. Me and Mr. Bones are going to do some Fuck, Marry, Kill episodes. So stay tuned for those. Until then, guys, hit like, hit subscribe, throw a comment down, give me some constructive criticism. You know, we're just starting this. We're not just starting this, but we're building up this channel, and we want to keep building. So throw me some constructive criticism. Don't give me no BS Mickey Mouse criticism. Give me some real shit. And I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.